2009 report, these scientists clearly indicate that this precursor to the production of telomerase was the key. So if there's plenty of telomerase present such that the
telomerase
DNA don't shorten, you can see it was little dark bands on the right of the end. If you can prevent those from shortening, you don't age. It's really simple.
And see, the melanated man, we can kind of, he said prevent, but our DNA is, we don't have to prevent it from shortening. It just shortens slower, where theirs is short anyway. That's why they have small minds and small thoughts, and you never need to learn their ways.
The next question should come to us is, well, what are the precursors to telomerase? Because I want some. I don't want, Well, this is going on. It's been going on since 2009. And there's an entire community of, what would you call them? Longevity seekers? I don't know. That are aware of this, and they're actually going and having their telomeres measured, trying different things, and they're promoting.
Having a telometers measured, trying different things, that means that they're dealing with directed energy. This is how they're staying younger more and more. And my daughter, she mentioned that like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Damn me, man, these pink people sure are looking younger. And the melanated female is looking so much older, yeah, because they're stealing our energy.
Fighting me with the evidence of what's working and what isn't. And so it's been very illuminating for me to be in this.
It's very illuminating to him, yeah, Illuminati. At one point in time, he will do his hands to even do the Baphomet thing.
In this position. Now, I want to go back to something in history, so you know where we found out about this. In Hathor's temple on Mount Sinai, in the Sinai Desert, we found her temple not long ago. And in that temple, according to Lawrence Gardner, we found underneath one of the steps in the floor a huge amount of white talcum powder type stuff that they were turning into little conical bread cakes, according to depictions on the wall, that the priests and the ritual attendants were consuming. Some people might call it manna or lots of other biblical names, but this was what they were doing. And a certain lineage, in the Cain lineage, not the other lineage, they were taking this, and the hierarchical people that were allowed to were ingesting this to prolong their lives.
He said in the Cain lineage, not the other one. What the fuck he means? Said Cain. Actually, Cain. He killed Abel, and Cain means yes in Hebrew, because the serpent, and I'll say that the serpent is inky. And he will tell you the serpent is inky too, but his reason will be a lie. But he still tell you that the serpent was inky, and inky, as a serpent, he decided to go outside the one law we had, not to fuck with DNA, and fuck with it anyway.
Hathor was one of the beings on that aNUNnaQU council.
Oh, and he got his sister, he got another one of them. Well, this is where it is in the movie. When you see this guy, you'll think it's Inky, but actually it's not Inky. It's one of Inky's sons, because once he comes close to you, you can see he's pink as fuck. So it's one of Inky's sons who comes into the garden, but he says it's Inky too. But it's one of Inky's sons who come into the garden. I guess they didn't see that part of the movie that I be viewing. Wow, talk about remote viewing, you stealing, snitching motherfuckers. But anyways, but see, I would take that shit to my grave. Would never have told you anything about it. So then he gets his sister, you know, another pink girl like that. He gets her to go along with whatever the fuck he's seeing, and he's saying isn't God this and isn't God that, but actually God is Inky, you know, and Inky did not want his children to be like him, you know. That's why he told the atom and the pink chick that, you know, that I would say the atom that he took was Pandora. You know, they're just telling the story like it's here on earth, the Garden of Eden, like it's here on earth, but it is not. And so because you know, if you keep reading, you see that Satan was cast out of the heavens, the galaxies, but yet they want to put in your mind that the Garden of Eden is here on earth, you know. So yeah, so Inky didn't want his children to be like him, so he asked them not to eat from a certain tree, you know, which meant, you know, certain ones of his children do not eat that bullshit they feed you, you know, like what he's doing, you know, he's trying to feed me some bullshit that's eating from the tree of good and evil. Maybe so because he is a forked tongue, he is telling the truth while he's telling a lie. Wow, I used to wonder how the fuck can you tell the truth while you tell a lie? And all you need is to have a program called belief system. That's all you need, is a program called belief system, and they have one big time, and they give it to you. I deleted mine. So when Inky's son came into the garden, once you see it is a pink guy, he is talking to his pink sister, but he gets his pink sister to have sex with him. And this is at a time where they are not children anymore, you know, they're not children. You know, one is a female and one is a male. And the Adam that he took into the garden, because in Genesis 5 and 2 it said male and female made he them, and he called that name Adam. Because we come from an atom. So, you know, we are atoms, I guess. And so then Inky's son, who is Lucifer, they say, he comes into the garden and he tells his sister into having sex with her. They did the same shit on the moon, and they did the same shit when they were on Mars, and they did the same shit when they came here, and that's why their asses were put into the caves. So let's hear some more of what he is talking about. But I'm going to talk more because he's a liar. I'm straightening this shit out. You're not lying on me. Because aNUNnaQU, that would be what you would call my ancestors. You know, that is my lineage. And they're my entities, you know. They're my family. And he's telling a lie. Oh, by the way, he is a Jew boy, but I think he has some Zephite in him. See, trying to cover up the calyx. And that big ass forehead.
We know that's them, the White Temple of Anu in the city of Uruk, Gilgamesh city. We're going to talk about it. Interestingly, I threw out an Iraqi dinar so you can see the back of it.
Evidence of aNUNnaQU on Earth. Central Bank of Iraq, and they have the aNUNnaQU picture right here. But maybe that's why they went in to fuck Iraq up, because maybe Iraq did know the secrets of Inky and aNU and them.
The origins of civilization, according to them, happened there. Well, look what you got sitting on a seat here, providing a scroll to a normal human. Now, if this being were to stand up, you know, a whole lot taller than that one. That was common in the depictions of the aNUNnaQU relative to the primitive workers that they created. They were much taller.
They did not create no workers. You had them, the primitive workers. Yeah, you are primitive, motherfucker. You are Neanderthal. That makes you primitive. I can get deeper with that word if I want to. Primitive.
Even though they look like us. So do you see them?
You say even though they look like us, yes, but they are melanated and you are not.
Thing on their head, little horns, that usually delineates that they were on the council where they were higher level alien.
They put something on her head talking about some horns. Well, you know what? You know, this is why I don't like watching this kind of shit, because I try to keep the aNUNnaQUs from listening to this, but they are in my pineal gland. This kind of shit be pissing them the fuck off. Horns. Is he talking about N2 has horns? These bitches. If anyone has horns, it's them. They were born with tails. Their toes would be fucked up. They would have many different fingers. Sometimes their face would be distorted. You know, it started to. She had like 10 of these motherfuckers before they found out what the fuck was going on. And she decided she's not having any more. And Inky just went in there and fucked a woman because he had stopped, but yet when he stopped, the baby started to be deformed, retarded.
And we're aNUNnaQU, okay? So they had brain structure much like we did. You had the miners that were...
So he said they have brain structure much like we do. No, bitch. You have brain structure much like they do. Get your words right.
Kind of enslaved, okay? But you have the higher level ones that were on the council that were giving them orders. Let's talk about some astrological evidence. As I mentioned, in the 12th planet, they called NIBIRU the 12th planet in the...
See? Zacharias snitching points out aNUNnaQU home planet NIBIRU, 1978. NIBIRU. Well, I know about this, and I can get my name out of this too. See, and my name has 6 letters. Let's see, BITINA. You can turn this around, or I can take, because the B, I'll make this a T. Then you have I, N, or I'll make that an N, and then I'll take this from here and put it in there and make it an A, and that will be my name, BITINA. This is how I know I'm from here, and this is home planet that is called Plan ET. That was the plan, ET, to be extraterrestrials. But then the snitching motherfucker comes along. Name is Sit and Chin. Well, so I guess someone will sit on his chin. You know what that means, right? He eats ass. And also, the name that my Abba Herman Biff gave to me, this go around. You know, the name my Abba Yahweh Ben Yahweh is Herman Biff. Whether you want to put it in your belief system or not, I don't give a fuck. He gave me the name Barua, which is BRU. And then you have to go, you know, RAW is 6 letters too. And this is in 1978. I think I was like 17 years old when the shit came out, but I never heard it then. But my name was not Baru at the time. In 1978, my name was BITINA. Then there's a Dr. Harrington, Chief Scientist, Naval Observatory, Washington D.C. See, naval. One of these letters, these vowels, if you take it and turn it into an E, you will have a navel, and that's why Inky was going to inside of Pandora through her navel. That's what was in the movie. Video segment interview between Snitton and Harrington. Scientists only now correlating the Sumerian Enuma Elish. But I want to show you something, you know, because this man, he said that he had you know, like he took these, you know, the lost book of Inky, whatever, and he decoded it. So this is one of them. I kind of put it in a montage. I don't know if YouTube would allow it, but I'm going to start it from here. And this is Eminem. Oh, and that you just saw. Oh, me and my dumbass. Right here. This is Marcus Garvey and this is the prophet. You will not learn. Well, I didn't. I learned the Marcus Garvey when I was 24. I was pissed the fuck off too. But no one had told me about the prophet. They were the best of friends. And this is also a parade. It is not a freedom march. They were already free, you know, so-called. And this is the prophet right here. He's kind of a little man. He's not really big. See, this is snitching. He says you can try to read my lyrics off of this paper. And that's what I put it there. When I found out about the bitch, you know, I mean, I put other things, but then when this song came out, I said, oh, I can use that. This nigga is trying to get the lyrics off of this paper. He can't read that shit. I can't read it either. Now that's it for that. I don't even know if YouTube will let that little bit go by. And yeah. So I like to play around with the songs to let them know that your songs don't fuck with my mind like it fucks with everyone else. See, because I control words. You see, words don't control me. You know, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with me, and the word was me. Because me is a word too, you know. But I still control words. They don't control me.
They decode how their planet got caught in our solar system and give the entire creation of how the planets ended up in the circuits, the asteroid belt, the whole thing. Quite amazing. That one of the planets in their account, called Tiamat, was where the Earth is now, was struck.
Tiamat is where the Earth is now. Oh, I hope he goes to the sevens.
One of the moons of their planet, Tiamat, that split off the upper half of it, went to create the asteroid belt, and the lower part became our Earth, and part of it broke off and became what they call King.
How the fuck he knows all this shit? Huh? How can they know?
So they had accounted for all these planets, and you have to ask yourself, in their account, they talked about planets we didn't discover until 1930, Pluto. How did they know that?
I said the same thing. Yeah, how do you guys know shit?
Being a watery planet that was an aquamarine color. How did they know that?
If they were talking about Neptune and Pluto, they would not have given them those names. Those are the names the Pink Man gave them.
They said the aNUNnaQU that came from NIBIRU gave them everything in their civilization. And if you go back to the Sumerian...
And yes, the other planets, the aNUNnaQs, they give them everything in the civilization, and they also gave to the aNUNnaQs because in the galaxies, in a sense of a way, we're all aNUNnaQs. All of us are aNUNnaQs. Melanated ones.
A premier Sumerologist. There were over 100 first in the civilization that we're still using today that came from them. How'd that happen overnight?
Oh shit. Sorry about that, I turned off the wrong one. He said, how did that happen overnight, right? Is when they decide to deal in the fucking flesh. It's all this shit happened overnight.
12,000 years ago in southern France, we were living in caves and could barely see
12,000 years ago, they were living in caves.
such a button on animal clothing. And then all of a sudden, in 3800 BC, a minuscule amount of time in the geological scope of things, we've got laws, the zodiac, medical information, city building.
And that's because the Egyptian went and took them out of the fucking caves, and generations later, when they rose up, they slaughtered the head Egyptians. But I mean, the head Egyptians, they were mostly all gay motherfuckers anyway. You know that Ham is gay, and this is Ham's first son. Well, not this is a Jew, but Ham's first son, you know, is a Canaanite, a pink man. You know, like Bush. And like the Queen, they're Canaanites. The queer. If you look at the word Samaria, put it with America, and you will find America in Samaria. I've never been to Samaria, so and that's another thing too. You know, they talk about all these different lands and cultures, and I don't even see where's a Sumerian at. They would probably say they are Sumerians because they went in and they killed off the melanated ones who was there, or just made them down to nothing. Maybe only a handful, maybe 200-300 may have gotten away. They slaughtered everyone, all melanated, and then they go to their land. That's how come they can tell our story. Is the guy said in the video I watched, all nations have stories to tell, and yes, but the pink man, he went around. And the caveman Neanderthal motherfucker, and he went around and he just crucified all nations, murdered them, slaughtered them, you know, depleted them. That's why his ass is a reptile. And he did these things, and then he took over the land. And I bet the land he just said, Samaria, I bet if I go and research it, which I'm going to do, that I will find out it's probably just been around for a few hundred years. I'll research it and I'll come back on another video, but you know, I think I talked way too much. So I'm gonna come back and finish this. I'm only 12 minutes in. It's 1 hour and 37 minutes long, but I'm going to write down certain areas that I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the whole thing. This is called the aNUNnaQU of NIBIRU, and it is part 3. It's on cellophane gorilla. Wow. Gorilla page. They need to learn how to spell aNUNnaQU. You don't actually spell it like this. This is a small a, capital N-U-N, then a small N-A, and a capital Q-N-U. This is known like this is a male child, and this is Q-U for this is a female child, you know, like the word queen. And then, you know, I researched the word queen too, because, you know, the Q-U means queen. And I found the word bitch. I found the word bitch on the wife too, but I found the word bitch there. And I know that they did have words for and the two N2s. Their name was something else, but N2 is a lot easier for me to remember, and I don't even remember the other ones. But N2 is a lot for me to easier for me to remember. Plus, it kind of connects to aNU, you know, his name, and they call them bitches, and them two bitches, you know, like that. That's how they become N2 bitches, you know. Like N2, and he pronounced the names wrong. He's pronounced aNU name wrong too. It became aNU because he had to get aNU name. He didn't have to, but he decided to because his son Inky messed around in a queen's navel, you know, something dealing with her baby or baby parts, her eggs, or whatever the fuck he was doing. And you know, he fucked that shit up, and he came about with these motherfuckers. There's some lying bastards, so you have to watch what they see, because they will lie out of this side of the mouth, and then in the middle they'll have the truth, and on the other side will be another lie. So they feed you truth sandwiches, but it is the bread of lies, but the meat is the truth. But so they are the ones that you're not supposed to eat from their tree. That was what Inky told him, because Inky did not want his children to be like this. That was before, you know, that was in Atlantis too. No, that was it happened in Atlantis too, but you know that he did not want them to, you know, they came on the earth. He did not want them to be like him. But even when they were on the moon and on Mars, he did not want his children to be like him. He wanted them to be more like his brother Enlil. And this guy, he says that Enlil and Inky were always fighting. Then there's another guy too, I guess Inky's son. He said they were always fighting too. That's a lie. The pink man always wants everyone to have a mindset like his 12-stranded ass. He's 12-stranded. He has 12 strands. That means he doesn't have the melanin that it takes to feel or to care to be actually be a real charitable being. He's missing those type of DNAs, so that makes his heart turn cold. He's a cold-hearted motherfucker. His brain cells, everything he does, no matter what he does, he think he's doing the right thing. Like you can take the pink popos, and the pink popos will go and kill a melanated one, or fight them, or throw him in jail or whatever, but he is pink, so you cannot tell him that he is not doing the right thing, because only the pink man does the right thing in his mind, and only progress can come through the pink man with his want to use Zachariah Snitton as a as though he is Zachariah Snitton's protege or some shit like that. And I'll come back and talk about him, but I'm going to leave right now. And shit talker, lahi out. Shalom.